Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Willfully, Wrought. My name is William, and today I'm excited to talk about Halloween, man.
And my name is Will, and yeah, I'm excited to talk about some spoopy things, some spoopy stories.
It's it comes around every year, and it's a little bit weird, because this year I haven't really felt it, man. I
Yeah.
uh I don't know if it's like all the bullshit in the news. I don't know
Mm.
if it's just like I've got my head under a whole bunch of stuff at work, but like I'm really hoping that tonight while we're sitting here talking that like I can get like infused with it and feel it coming on and just telling those stories and having those good vibes, man. It's good, man. It always brings that warmth and that
I'm
excitement.
I'm hoping to share the season with you tonight. I really am, because
Absolutely.
it's the same. Although I will say, and this we're not going to bury the lead. This is kind of diving into the question that you've posed as well, for the stream, but I mean, up here in Western New York, we get an autumn. Like we get to relish in the colors changing in the trees. It's been raining all week here, all week, which means that I have walked over wet dead leaves all week, and that to me is like that's spooky season.
Those like your biggest reminder that it's finally time is that you've got to clean your shoes off. And, and
Yeah, yeah.
you're covered in like the equivalent of an organic brown paper bag. And
Yes. I
you know
would
it,
I would say so. I don't know, there's something so interesting, and this is gonna sound such like it sounds like I'm such a pompous asshole, but there is something about just seeing, like, wet leaves and just, they're hard to clean up. They're awful, but, like, that to me is the sign that spooky season is here, right?
yeah.
Your your, leaves and trees on the ground, wet, dead. It's
Yeah.
I don't know why.
No, I think like one of the biggest things for me, as a child growing up, it was
Mhm.
just the excitement about Halloween, like candy and costumes, and like yeah, going through my 20s, it was candy and costumes, and well, and scantily clad women. But
Right.
like as a much older man, now I think it's the it's the pumpkin everything, which started like
Mm,
2 months ago. But I never wanted
it
it until it was like close to time. Like I sit next to someone drinking a pumpkin spice latte and I can smell it. And like I'm like, oh, okay, well, maybe I do want that. And I see like going through neighborhoods, I see the Halloween decorations that are out there. And man, those are wild. Uh
they are. It's weird because I mean, it's more so than the leaves. I think what really gets me into the mood, and this is weird, but, like, high school football,
yeah,
that that is a sign of the, fall coming. That is a fall experience, right?
yeah.
Marching band, for me, that's the big thing that I was in when I was in high school. Um, we'd be out on the field, practice field, uh, 7:30 every morning, playing our metal instruments in like 40-degree weather.
So, do you have like a specific trauma memory about like how cold your knuckles and your bones and your hands are, like holding these like 15, 20, and 40 pound brass instruments in the weather?
Yeah, so for me, it was I played a woodwind instrument. I played the tenor saxophone. I still have it. I have not played it in so very long, so very long. But yeah, man, I mean, it's cold. I want my fingers covered, and so thank God I didn't, like some of the clarinet players or flute players. We were able to actually wear gloves, so my hands were cold, but they weren't awful. Um, but I was also a really scrawny, like, my dimensions when I was in high school were very weird. I could turn profile and I would disappear. You couldn't find me. So, finding heavy, nice coats that fit and that I felt comfortable and like I looked good in high school were non-existent. It was a puffer Rams coat back when they were still in St. Louis. That's that's what I had.
Well,
And then other coats that were too big for me that I said, "Oh, this totally fits." It's a men's medium when I needed like a
boy,
boy's medium.
boys large. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Well, that's I don't actually the thing I said I was going to do. Well, hey, ladies and gentlemen, if you're joining us this evening, the call to action is supposed to happen in the first 5 minutes of every broadcast. So please, hit a thumbs up, like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't so far. And there's a little bell that you can click. And it does actually two things. One, it will give you notifications when we go live, and two, it'll stop me from texting you that we're going live. So if you want to do
Yeah,
those
me too.
things, that would actually be greatly appreciated. So thank you
Absolutely.
for that.
Also, feel free to send us questions. We would love to answer them. We answer from the chat whenever you send in questions during the live, but also feel free to email us or DM us our questions that you would like us to discuss, topics that you want us to explore. We would love to do that. We do this for
Absolutely.
you. So
Yeah, man. There's a Q&A live in the chat if you'd like, about when you know that it's finally spoopy season. I would love to go through that and ask you some questions. So if you feel like jumping into that, you should be able to see it at the top of your chat.
absolutely. So more so than that, William, what else? Because you grew up, your Halloween experience was down in the swamplands of Florida.
Yes.
So how did you know? Because temperature didn't change that much, I would assume.
Well, okay. There's an entirely different attitude about temperature, and
Sure.
this is something that I'm reminded of anytime I visit home. And you brought up the like the visual of a puffy coat.
Yep.
I don't know what the actual name of those things are, but I've never I think I can recall like early in my childhood, I had one of those puffy coats that
Yeah.
was like 99% nylon and cotton and 1% zipper.
Yep. That's
And
exactly what that is.
yeah,
You hit the nail on the head with that one.
yeah, and that was in Florida, suitable for any cold weather you might encounter.
Mhm.
Like that's all that you needed. And having moved to the Midwest and been up here for the majority of my life at this point, it is that is not a suitable weather covering
No.
for any time that it's really winter. I'm also rather overweight and very apt for a colder climate, and I love it when it's cold out. I don't put on a coat until it's 30 degrees all day long.
Oh,
If it's only 30 in the morning and it's 50 by the afternoon, it's still not coat weather for me. But growing up down in Florida, like it's like the coldest winter I remember was like 19 or 17 degrees. I don't know. I think every time I tell the story, it gets colder.
that's
Uh,
below freezing in
it's
Florida.
true. I think there's a first frost,
Sure.
and there's always dew on the ground because there's always moisture in the air
Mhm.
down there. The Gulf is always blowing warm, moist air across the state, and as soon as it actually gets cold enough for frost to form on the ground, that was like your moment. Like you knew that day, like okay, it's cold now. There's frost on the ground. Now there might not be frost again for like 2 weeks,
Sure.
but that frost was like your sign. Like now it's winter, and like up here, uh, I noticed the other day that it was like 40 in the morning. Like as I'm at work making the walk from the car to the building, I was like,
Yep.
man, it's mildly brisk today. And I got inside and everybody's wearing coats and they're like, man, it's cold. And I'm like, look, I check my watch. I'm like, oh, it's 40.
Yeah.
Huh.
Only
Maybe I
8
should.
degrees above freezing.
Yeah. And I was comfortable mostly. Like I
Yeah.
noticed it was more brisk than average. One of the things that I'd always said up here is that, it's always cold on Halloween.
Yep.
It and that was definitely not true several of the past many years where Halloween was at barely tolerable. Like middle of the night, you're standing by a barbecue wearing a costume, just sweating through every pore. Um,
Yep.
and I don't ever recommend those latex masks that you put on. I did that one year recently because I forgot that
Oh,
that's
I thought you were
awful.
gonna I thought there was another part to that. I thought you were gonna say, "I don't recommend wearing the latex mask while grilling."
Oh, yeah,
I mean, I
definitely not.
don't do that either, but I thought you had done that. I was like, "William, no, no. That
No,
thing won't leave your face now. It is your face."
we were we were having a yeah, fond Halloween memory. That's one of our topics tonight.
Yeah.
We were having a get together at a mutual friend's house, and they many years in a row they'd asked me to run the game Werewolf.
Mhm.
It's the mafia style like social game, and that year like my costume was slowly transforming into a werewolf over the course of the evening. I wore a red flannel, I had a wolf tail on, and later, I put on like gloves and like a full latex mask, and that mask is awful.
Uh-huh.
I like it
Yep.
was hard to get on because it's latex on skin. It was easy to get off because it just like slipped directly off of my skin. It had
Ugh.
no grip whatsoever.
Oh. For me, and this is the smell of Halloween, right?
Yeah.
I had for years, I had like, so I bought this mask before Harry Potter came out, but the closest thing that I can describe it as is a Dementor's hood.
Okay.
So it was purple, and then there was a scrim
Yeah. Yeah.
between
Just like
my
a
face and the
sheer
rest of the
black
world.
fact. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. So I could see out very clearly, but nobody could see my face. Um, and I will never forget the smell of like cheap Halloween fabric because I used that mask multiple years in a row, and that
Ooh.
smell never went away.
No.
It
It's
yeah.
good.
No, just the Halloween costumes that you buy off the shelf are awful.
No, no, I think everybody knows that smell. Like
Yeah.
it is the exact same smell, and this will make a lot of sense as just cut PVC pipe.
Yes.
If you've
Yes.
ever, yeah, if you've ever cut PVC pipe, it's PVC plastic. When
Yep.
you cut it, it warms up, and that smell that's in the air, that is the smell of an off the shelf, like $30. I'm gonna be a coach or a death or a hooker queen for Halloween.
If anybody is wondering what that smell that we're referring to is, just step into a Spirit Halloween and you'll know immediately. That's that's the smell we're talking about.
Yeah, it just that hard plastic. I mean, it's just
Mhm.
you also get that in like blister packs. Like when you buy
Yes.
a pair of scissors and they've got that blister pack over it that you have to have a pair of scissors to open. Um,
Yes. Mhm.
that same plasticky smell.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. I think we have a comment.
Oh, we have a comment, huh? Let's see here. From El Carmack. It doesn't really hit me as it getting close until I start seeing back to school stuff. You remember your parents making you wear a coat and covering up your costume. Will?
Yeah, I, uh so up here, I'm with my son, we go trick or treating every Halloween, and here in Western New York, uh, it could be snowing when you're going trick or treating. In fact, people who live up here, they they often talk about Halloween as you had two ways of going trick or treating and costumes. You either uh had an awesome costume that you then had to wear a coat over. And then when you said trick or treat, it was like you were flashing people. Ha ha! Or or you had to put your coat on underneath the costume, which to me sounds miserable. Like just absolutely miserable.
So if you're wearing your coat under your costume, you've got to take off your costume to take off your coat to put on your costume.
Yeah.
Man, yeah, that does sound bad. That was not the Florida
That
Halloween.
wasn't my yeah, that wasn't my experience in Nevada, Missouri either. It was fairly warm. It was cool, but it was never bad enough that like I would just be cold. I would be like, "No." Or you would turn your costume into the coats. Like that's what like you integrate the layers into the costume.
Yeah, it's a trying to think. So like 1,000 years ago, I do remember like one of those real general easy costumes where I was some kind of like I don't know death or skeleton knight or something. I don't know, like just a black sheet over everything with a black
Sure.
hood with like a skeleton crown or something. I don't remember exactly what it was, but I do remember walking across the high school campus, and somebody pointed at me and they said, "Hey, Keith." And I just remember like tilting my whole body because it was like a gigantic head, and I wanted to like give the image. I was like, "Oh, they knew who I was." So like, uh, and it was just like, "Oh, okay, yep, that's it." Um, always
uh,
layer. Go ahead.
Lauren Carmack says, "I always layer under or suffer." Yeah, that's yeah. Imagine going to trick or treating in like Las Vegas, where it's just 80 degrees,
Oof.
or LA, right? Um, I we're early for Christmas, but like I oftentimes think about what it would be like to celebrate, Christmas time where the season doesn't change, right? It is just tropical all year. And like for me that would just get boring. I like the changing colors. I like the changing.
Yeah.
That's I think that's why the majority of people who love Halloween like Halloween,
Yeah.
because it's representative of change, and it's also theatrical. We both had a theater professor. We're not gonna out him, but we both had a theater professor who we would talk about Halloween, and he'd go, "No, no, we that's amateur night."
Yeah.
So subtle hint for those, if you know, you know.
I let's see. When did when was the last time that you went trick or treating?
Hmm. So I have gone trick or treating with my son every year.
Well,
And
yeah,
sometimes, like, I went as Ash Ketchum and he went as Pikachu.
that's fantastic.
Pretty awesome. Like, it was great. That was awesome. Like, dream come true right there. Right?
Absolutely.
Like, we can do partner stuff now. It's awesome.
Did you ever pick your son up and throw him at someone else's child and tell them to fight?
No, no, because I'm a good human.
Yes, yes, that's I would there would be much harsher questions following if you had said yes.
Yeah. No, no. Yeah, no. I did throw lots of toy Pokeballs at my son, and he just would never, he wouldn't do anything. So he didn't disappear. He didn't go back to his room, and he just stayed there. So yeah.
That's actually
Um,
awesome.
the last time I went trick or treating, uh, I mean, God, this is
Yeah, it's
there
a real
comes a point in everyone's life where the joy of trick or treating is replaced by the joy of actually handing out candy.
yeah.
And that hit me the year after I graduated college. I probably the last time I went trick or treating, I was in middle school. I either was Harry Potter or something else, something similar. Um, because when I have glasses on and I was younger and let my hair grow out, and was clean shaven, I'm the spitting image of the book accurate Harry Potter. None of this Daniel Radcliffe lookalike thing. No, I just was Harry Potter. Right now I just look like a middle-aged Jewish man. So, um, but yeah, I think it was Harry Potter. I think that would have been the one of the last things I was dressed up as, because they started having Halloween dances, and I was like, okay, girls.
Yeah, we're not doing that.
What about you? When was the last time you went trick or treating?
The last time that I went trick or treating with the goal of like getting candy to consume, uh,
Right.
I was a I was a teenager, probably like 15, definitely
Mhm.
too old to be trick or
This
treating
is
in
this is
my
a
opinion.
classic William story already.
Yeah, that like way too old to be doing that. And my cousin, who was also with me, I was at his house. It was Halloween on a weekend of some sort, and like we stayed at each other's houses a lot and played a lot of video games. And it was like, hey, it's Halloween. I don't know, let's go get some candy. So it was definitely like that teenager, let's just go do something stupid kind of thing. And like he threw on like a set of football pads or something, and I threw on like a scream mask, and we just changed our voices and we went around without children with us and knocked on people's doors and asked for candy. And it was like really awful costumes. It was just like all I was wearing was like a mask, and other than that, I was just t-shirt, jean shorts, and a pair of tennis shoes. And we definitely had some frowny faces and some like tisks from people, but they still gave us candy, so the guilt was gone moments later. But I think that was the last time that I went trick-or-treating with that goal. Now I've gone since then as a group as part of like a celebration, and
Sure.
I've done things that are like, we call that trick-or-treating, but it's not like going to a whole bunch of different businesses in a strip mall and getting a few drinks and things like that. But
Sure.
I don't think I've ever like gone with that intent. No, I've definitely not gone with that intent since then. And I'm also kind of a Scrooge. Like, I live in an apartment complex, and the
Sure.
general like rule is if your light is on over your door, like people will knock on your door for candy, and I just leave my light off because I'm evil and bad.
That's okay. You just don't want to influence the the next generation yet. Um, I there has been a change, right? So, uh, there was in the 90s, it was that was 90s and 80s, that was what trick or treating was. And it's evolved now, right? Because we see a lot more trunk or treats, right? Going trick or treating now isn't a one night affair. It is throughout the entirety of the month of October, right? Kids can go to their parents' works or churches or anything, and they will have a small community of people they know who hand out candy. Um, I, I'm all for this any multiple times to go do this, but I do feel like this a little paranoid, but also like I get it. Like I don't want people slipping razor blades into, apple
Okay, wait,
slices or
wait.
but that hasn't actually happened. I know, I
Yeah,
know, I
yeah, no,
know.
okay, yeah,
I
I
know,
know
I
it.
know, I know, I know, I know. I know. It doesn't actually happen, okay? But the paranoia is there.
Yeah, that okay. Uh, I'm just gonna, I mean, I'm gonna come back to it, but El Carmack says the best
Okay.
costume I saw handing out candy was a little girl dressed as a toilet, and she was collecting candy in the bowl. That's fantastic.
Oh, that's awesome.
The Halloween
That's
after my senior year, I went trick or treating and got offered beer at a few houses. Well, those people are criminals because you're definitely out of age. Uh, immediately after senior year, unless you hung out way too long in
Mm.
high school. But
Oh, God.
but no, I'm a okay. In regards to trunk or treating,
Sure.
I agree that you know for a tight knit community or your cul-de-sac or your workplace, your church, whatever your like adult community of loose associates is, because I'm not going to
Sure.
call them all friends. Um,
Right.
just generally getting together and like passing out candy from trunks. I mean, that sounds fun, but man, that sounds really stupid compared to walking around a neighborhood at night, generally unsupervised, to get some candy.
Oh,
Uh,
don't
it,
don't don't get me wrong. Some people go all out on their trunks, man. They like spruce them up. They like play music and they bring like props. Like they dress up the backs of their cars to be like an experience. It
oh,
is the
so
trick or yeah, it is not just open a trunk, here's some candy, because that's also bad.
yeah, like didn't we grow up in the 90s
Yes.
being told to not get candy from strangers in cars?
Yep.
And these are like work communities of people bringing their children to a place where there's a bunch of cars parked with candy filled
Yep.
that were driven there by strangers from which to collect it.
Yeah, well, you can avoid Phil's car because you know Phil. And
Yeah. Yeah, I know Phil at work and he's an all right guy. He cusses a lot, and man does he's got some terrible things to say, but his candy's fine. Uh
yeah.
let's see. Trunk or treat should not be the only experience kids have. Okay, I 100% agree. That should
I
definitely
agree.
not be the only experience they have. You're right. That isn't fair. I do think that kids should get out and do things. Like, why isn't this one of the things, like, when you get on social media, don't ever do that. It's bad for your mental health. But when you do, like you see all these things from people that are my age saying, "Man, when I was a kid, we drank from the water hose and we're fine." Yeah, but are those the people running trunk or treats too? We just don't talk about that. Is that?
Yeah. Uh, so talking with Xanda, my wife, we uh we talked about our experiences at for trick or treating,
Yeah.
and the first time that she had ever gone house to house trick or treating, ringing doorbells, getting candy from strangers, and moving on and doing that for an extended period of time was the first year we took my son trick or treating.
Oh wow.
She always thought that trick or treating was getting in a car, driving to the people you knew's house, getting candy, and then calling it quits.
Okay. So there was no like Mr. Nelson hands out full size Milky Ways experience.
No,
Oh
there
man.
was, I'm seeing family, friends, and then I'm going to bed.
All right.
Yeah, yeah, yep. Yeah, yeah, Lauren, I that was my reaction too
I
when she
I will
told me.
I will make sure the next time that we're talking about the podcast and your wife shows up in frame that I mock her for her lack of Halloween experiences.
It's okay, we're making up for it now, we're making up for it now,
Okay,
but
good.
it's also because we talked about this briefly, but when you went trick or treating, did you go in a line? Like, did you go on one side of the house and street, one side of the street, house, and then hit the other side, or did you zigzag? I need to know.
My experience now, mind you, I grew up in a swamp. There was not a set of houses for me to visit when I trick or treated from home. However, when I stayed with my cousin, we walked in the grid. It was down a street, up to the
Mhm.
next street, down that street. And if there were houses on both sides of the street, you went down and back.
Mm.
So it was
So
this.
so I did not. I was a zigzagger, man. I needed to hit every house now, okay? And I am finding that I was one of the few people who zigzagged, okay?
Well, yeah.
It's like, but no, there are 2 sides of the street. Hit both of them.
Well,
Don't go
yeah.
down one and then zigzag.
You don't need to cross the street 7,000 times, Will. Like
Why not?
you're
It's
tempting fate.
Halloween.
You're tempting fate. All right.
No, no, okay. I did go trick or treating in Podunk, Missouri, okay? I
Yeah.
really did, and I mean, I have memories of just streets being filled with people. Like, we
Yeah.
weren't just walking on the sidewalk, people were walking in the streets. And that's kind of what John is growing up with, um, post COVID, which is crazy. Like, it's awesome. It's
That's
so
super
cool that he's
awesome.
doing that.
uh El Carmack says it depends on the density of available houses down and back, or if there were too many lights off between you zigzag. Okay, yeah, I can see that. It's a very tactical evaluation of a Halloween candy situation.
Sure.
Like, you
Oh,
you
yeah.
examine your surroundings and make those decisions as you go through. Yeah, it's I don't know, man. I'm really hoping that with I brought up social media, but with all the bullshit that people output on there and in attempts to do whatever, I really hope that we see more of like you're doing with your son, people getting their kids out and going trick-or-treating and having a good time, making the time to spend with your children on something that should be a fun and memorable experience that they can tell
Yeah.
stories later about, they can tell stories about later.
Absolutely. I mean, I remember John's first year going trick or treating, and he was blown away. He literally kind of looked up at us and just said, "They gave me candy." And we were like, "Yeah, that's the thing." And he's like, "Best night ever." Like,
Like,
um,
go ahead.
my next I do wanna talk about my one of my favorite October memories.
Yeah.
Now, this is an October memory, and it is also the first time I had ever heard my son laugh at a program on television, like a movie or a TV show.
Yeah.
and we were showing him. I can't remember if I've shared this story on the podcast before, but new listeners, um, we were showing him It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. Classic thing.
Yeah.
And it comes to the point where where the kids all trick or treat, they say trick or treat, and everyone gets, goodies and stuff, and the kids are staring around, and they're showing, "Oh, look at what we got. What did you get, Charlie Brown?" And Charlie Brown says, "I got rocks." And which I had forgotten about completely. I had completely forgotten about. And my son, every time, and he says it a lot in the special, every time Charlie Brown would go, "I got rocks," he would giggle and laugh. And it was endearing, but I share that story because that might be a sociopathic tendency or something, but it
No,
is
no, that's
also
fine. Yeah.
it's very silly and very funny, and it brought quite a lot of joy. I'll never forget that. It's just very good.
Well, I mean, that's part of the spirit of it. You know, it's a trick or treat. Everybody leaves the tricks out.
Mhm.
I think the only reason people leave the trick out is because trick is more effort than the $19 bag of mini chocolates
Yeah,
that you get at Walmart and throw by the handful at children until it's gone.
yeah.
But no, did you ever get a trick instead of a treat?
No, I got raisins,
That
and
feels like a trick.
no, that was just someone who was like, "You're eating too much sugar. Have some healthy things."
Yes, because dried up grapes with more sugar added is definitely
We would let's see, I've been given clementines. Let's see, last year, John went to a house and he got a whole fucking Toblerone.
oh, okay. That's one of the best candies there are.
It
Um,
they also cost like $7 to
yes.
like, for one. Oh,
Oh,
Lauren, Carmack says toothbrush. Yeah, I received a toothbrush.
what
I
was
Yep.
your what was your favorite candy like as a child and now? If you're whenever you're going through John's candy and you're like, well, you don't need one of these because I'm gonna eat it.
Alright. So when I was a kid, I loved Whoppers. Loved Whoppers because they would always come in, like, that 3-pack.
Yeah.
But they changed the formula or may
I know, I agree. No, no, whatever they
yeah.
make the malted milk ball out of now
Mhm.
is way more powdery, and,
Yeah.
like, whenever you bite into it, it, like, sticks to your teeth. Like, it used to have, like a crumbliness to it, where, like, you
Yes.
get a whole bunch of little pieces, but now it just turns to powder in your mouth, and
Yeah.
they're awful compared to what they were when I was a youngin'.
Yeah. Um, oh, man, those small dot boxes, I'll take I will I will yank those.
Wait,
Um,
you like dots?
I do. I'm the one. Oh, come on.
I'm pretty sure that's similar to candy corn. They manufactured dots once, and they just haven't been able to get rid of them all. I think at the
Yeah,
end of each
probably,
Halloween, there's like a address you can mail the dots back to free of charge, and they just hand them
probably.
out again next year.
You're not wrong. Probably. Um, lately, I've never been, like, a fan of, like, big candy bars. Used to really love Butterfinger.
Yeah,
Really love Butterfinger, but now I have grown to love Snickers. No, Three Musketeers, sorry, Three Musketeers, and
yeah,
there's just something about it because it's just nougat. I'm not a fan of Snickers, not a fan of Milky Way. I always try a Milky Way because 'cause I'm like, "I'm gonna like this," and I never do. Um, big fan of Twix,
yep,
big fan of Kit Kats, because Kit Kats aren't afraid to, like, be different flavors now, and that's
that's
always fun.
true.
Like, that's awesome.
Oh yeah, they've got I mean, chocolate mint is one of my favorite things on anything. I'm one of
Sure.
those folks that loves mint, and when they had the mint, the chocolate mint Kit Kat, or the dark chocolate mint Kit Kats that were running around, those were fantastic. I still miss those, and I'll still buy them. I never saw a zero bar go out on Halloween, but
Oh,
zero bars are my favorite like candy bar these days. But as a kid, I had a soft spot for almond joys
Oh, sure.
Because I feel like most people didn't like Almond Joys, but they came in, they came in the giant chocolate packs you got from the Walmart, and like no one would care if you like yoinked all their Almond Joys, and those
Right.
were super high on my list growing up.
Um, Carmack says always I was excited to find a Mr. Good bar. Yeah, I love Mr. Good bars.
Mhm.
Those were those were like first eaten. Like I would get a Mr. Good bar and I like there, mask up, Mr. Good bar eaten, done. We're good to go to the next house.
Oh,
Um
yeah.
oh, and nerds, man. If
Oh,
there's a
nerds are
nerds
fantastic.
the nerds boxes, yeah, like that's a good time.
Wait, okay. Do you okay, that's specific about nerds since this is kind of free form. How do you eat nerds today? Like if I were to hand you one of those little boxes of
Mhm.
Halloween nerds, strawberry or grape, if I handed you that right now, like how would you eat it?
I would pop that entire box open and just down the entire thing in my mouth.
Yes, exactly.
Yep, that's the only way to eat the nerds out
Yeah,
of the
okay.
box.
I remember, like, as a child, maybe actually, I don't know. This could have been like 5 years ago. I don't know when because the brain box does things.
Sure.
And I would open those little things of nerds and I would like fish out the nerds and like eat them in like little fingerfuls. Like you can only get like one finger in there and like shovel some of it up there and like pinch it in. And one day
William.
I just like, thumbed the top open and like squeezed it. Like, it was like a one handed operation. I was like, it was natural. Like, and I was like, "Oh, wait, why don't I just do this?" So yeah, when I get nerds today, like that is the only way to eat nerds. And
Yeah. No, I mean, even if you buy, like, the big box, there's, like, a pull tab, you just pop it up and you just it's like a it's like a canteen or a flask. You
uh,
just up it up.
it's a sugar canteen.
Yeah, sure, cardboard box with nothing
Yes.
but sugary goodness and a whole lot of crash afterwards, like, yeah.
I'm gonna go buy some nerds. Wait, is this just one long advertisement for the candy industry? Is that what's
Hey,
happening now?
if they're willing to pay, I will even accept payment in candy. Give it to me, I'll take it. Uh, Not right now, I mean, I also really love, I mean, people who hand out gummies are always fun, and I'm talking, like, gummy snacks, not,
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
edibles.
yeah, of course.
Sorry, I think we have to make that distinction
We
now.
do. Well, I mean, gummies is like one of like the general name for, I mean, anything with marijuana in it now, or
Right.
okay, any gummy bear or slush or cube or worm, whatever.
You're right.
Yeah.
Um, I love Peachos. Oh my god, I love
Ah,
Peachos.
yeah.
Like, you crack open that and it's the smell. Awesome. It's great. It's great.
that,
That's yeah. That's
that's 2 weeks in a row with Peachos. I think we're gonna have to get you some Peachos now.
Did I really talk about Peachos
Oh yeah,
last
you brought
live?
up Peachos in on the last broadcast because that was your one of your post-apocalyptic snack options.
You're
It was
right.
Peachos and
Listen, the apocalypse happens, no one is reaching out for Peachos.
you're
I
right.
will.
Yeah,
They'll still be there. They're
it's
not
gonna
going bad.
it's gonna be one of those like low value trade items. They're like, oh, go to Will at the end of the block. He'll trade basically anything for Peachos.
Listen, man. Listen, man. When you are needing rubber in the in the in the post-apocalyptic hellscape, you go find some fucking Peachos, melt that down, and add, I don't know, spit, and you got rubber.
It's
Okay.
true. No, Peachos are delicious. They are. I do think they're an underrated candy. I do think that if more people were, they just don't reach for them. They're not like at the top list of things when you stop in the candy aisle. Let's see. El Carmack says, "Yes, you do." I'm not sure what that is, but I agree. Yes, you do.
Yes, I
Um,
do.
and
Okay.
welcome, Damien. I'm glad that you made it. I appreciate you showing up tonight. If you want to share some of your favorite Halloween memories in chat, we'll definitely bring those up and talk about it.
Hell yeah.
Uh, hell yeah, man! Is you know what? I'm
Is it working?
already
Is
it's
it working?
working. It's working. Like
Yes.
I wasn't I'm a little upset about it too because I brought it up like directly as a challenge. Cuz like, "Ah, man, I'm not feeling the Halloween spirit. Now we're just sitting here telling stories and I'm already like, ha ha, Halloween." And I'm damn it.
There is a heart. You saw it, chat. We did it. And not only did we do it, but we just saw this man's heart grow 2 sizes
Like,
in real
get,
time.
get your Timu Grinch over here.
It only took 40 minutes, and we haven't even gotten into the rest of what we were meant to talk about.
You're right. Oh man. Uh,
Oh,
El
and
Carmack says, "Oh
actually,
yeah,
yeah,
go
read
ahead."
it. Okay. Carmack says, actually, what we were going to be talking about, have you watched any scary movies this season? And that's what we wanted to talk about. It only took us 40 minutes to get there. So I
Now
guess
that
the
the intro's
introduction is
done.
over. So Damien, you made it just in time. Um, yes. So we wanted to talk about some of our favorite scary stories that we enjoy coming back to every Halloween season, because once I start feeling that Halloween spookiness in the air,
Yeah,
nothing scratches that itch just like watching a scary movie. And this year, I just had a need for found footage movies, which I do think is that particular way of storytelling right now anyway is, I think, my favorite type of scary story to digest.
yeah.
Um and part of the reason why specifically this year is because on TikTok, um there is a creator, actually one of the actors from the original Blair Witch Project, is going every day and he is reading the notes that the directors would give him during the evening, his direction. Now, William, do you know how they shot and how they made the Blair Witch Project?
I know a little bit about it, but I could definitely use some more info. It was not top tier for me. So please.
So the way that they did this was that they would literally be given little slips of paper with character motivation, interior thought, and then they were hired to improvise.
Okay.
And that's how they did the entire movie. Certain, like maybe one sentence pieces of dialogue, but no dialogue conversations. They were literally hired to improvise the entire movie, but they were told where to go. They were never actually lost, obviously, because you would get sued if you were like, hey, go get lost in the woods for a week, right? But they would go and they would basically they had canisters that they would swap, right? So they would swap out tapes and then they would get new tapes. And so watching that movie, if you're looking watching that and going, "Oh man, this must have been a nightmare to edit." Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So there's a creator on TikTok, and it's Mike, from the movie, the guy who kicks the map into the creek, and he
Okay.
is going every day, and he is reading his direction every day and sharing behind the scenes stories and what he remembers. Um, and it's fascinating. It is just fascinating hearing this guy talk about how they shot this movie. Unfortunately, the Blair Witch Project is not streaming anywhere. You have to buy it. Well, okay, it's streaming, but it's behind a paywall.
Yeah.
Um, but I was like, man, it's time. Let's dive into some found footage movies that I haven't seen. And so I've watched a few. I had never seen the sequel, not the actual sequel. I'm talking like the requel, the one that came out like a few years back.
Okay.
Because there is a sequel to the Blair Witch Project. It's
I wasn't aware.
awful.
Okay.
Yeah, Book of Shadows. Don't watch it. It's
Okay.
bad. It's not found footage. In fact, in the movie, it is about the movie The Blair Witch Project and what happened afterwards. Like the movie was released in the sequel.
Oh, so like the sequel to the movie is a universe that contains the movie it's a sequel to?
Yes.
That's some comic book shenanigans.
It's bad. It's bad. It's a bad time. You won't enjoy it. Or maybe you will. I don't know. Don't let me yuck your yum. So but I watched the requel, and which is the remake sequel, um, about Heather, the young woman from the first movie, her brother, who was 4 at the time, going out into the woods and trying to find her.
Okay.
And they have drone footage, and you see things in this movie. Like, you see monsters and bad things happen, and it's scary. It is hard to do the found footage thing well, right? Because some people will say, found footage, okay, when we're going into this, this is what we're going to do. It's going to be nothing but jump scares.
Yeah.
And I've seen several of those movies that are just jump scares. But there's so much, like the really good one, I'm talking like your Paranormal Activity, right?
Yeah.
There are a few jump scares, but that is all about dread. The
Yeah.
Pavlovian response to every time it becomes night and you are watching these people sleep in their bed, it's like voyeuristic. It makes you feel dirty.
Oh, no, I get that, man. I think I missed the found footage train. Now, I did watch the original Blair Witch Project, and I think just because I'm too far removed from it, like, it was a thing that was happening, everybody was talking about how great it was, and I went to go see it, and I was laughing. It just it didn't inspire anything in me other than, "This is ridiculous." And I think that I was just probably too far disconnected from it to really dig into it and enjoy it. Now, I'm not the biggest like I'm not the biggest like scary movie fan. Like there's a few moments in movies that I hold on to that genuinely left impressions on me. And there was nothing about that from Blair Witch other than shaky footage.
Yes,
And that's something, and I gotta make a negative comment about that.
sure.
And it's nothing about Blair Witch, honestly. Like, it was so successful, especially like compared to the budget they put together on, and that's all the Hollywood execs locked into. Like, they made X thousands of percentage over how much they spent on that. We just need to
Yes.
copy this and do it at Hollywood scale. Well,
Mhm,
that went awfully as well. And what you're left with is a legacy of movies trying to copy something that worked, that
mhm.
just beat it into the ground, doing it in a poor fashion. And now I feel like that's kind of ruined for a lot of people. Like, shaky footage isn't something that is executed well enough, often enough for people to really dig into it. And and you were able to, like, oh, hey, this is a good thing about this. This is part of this found footage thing that I'm taking a look at. Like, I think for you that it's, like a love, like you're able to distinguish that. But for me, outside of it, I'm just like, oh, look, shaky camera footage, great. Uh,
So so for me, it's a balancing act, right? And
of course.
the first thing that you really have to figure out is how can I justify why these people aren't putting the camera down and running away?
Yeah.
Um, so I'm so glad that that Carmack is here. One of the best found footage movies actually stops being a found footage movie in the third act and just becomes a regular movie. Oh shoot, and you're gonna have to shoot. Oh, Carmack. Okay, you're gonna have to get into the comment and tell me because now it's gone from my head. Behind the Mask. That's the name of the movie.
Okay.
Behind the Mask, which is a mockumentary. It follows a documentary crew following this guy who's like, yeah, I want to be like Freddy Krueger or Michael Myers, and they're like, well, what does that mean? He's like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna go, murder virgins or murder people who are having sex because, that's what happens. They're like,
Yeah.
what's the hardest part of this? And he's like, oh, you know, walking, well, quickly, but also making it look slow while they're running like gazelles, like, it is great. It is great. It is so funny, and it is so good. I really adore that film, and I don't think that it gets enough love, because it's so cool. I'm bummed that, at least from what I understand, there is no sequel, which is also why it is a cult classic, right?
Yeah.
Um this year I discovered um, Hell House LLC, which is part documentary, part well, mockumentary, none of it's real.
Yeah.
Part mockumentary, part um found footage. So it follows this um documentarian talking about this mystery that happened in this town. This group came in, opened up a haunted house event, where people go in and a boogie blue, people
Yeah.
jump out and they scream and it's ah, ha, ha. It's all fun. Uh it couldn't finish its first night because people died in the
Oh
house,
my. All right.
and they find the tapes from the people who bought the house, or it's a hotel, and those tapes follow this crew as they purchase this hotel, they clean it up, they open, and then you see what actually happened that night. And it works, man. Works really well. I can't wait to show it to my sister. It's good.
No, that
It's
that sounds really good actually. Yeah. That sounds interesting.
it's good. It's free on Amazon.
Oh, on Prime Video?
Yes, on Prime Video, of which I think there are 4 of them.
That's a
So,
lot. All
I've
right.
only watched the first one, and I enjoyed it, and I can't wait to watch, some more. I watched a Korean one about a group of, uh, daredevils sneaking onto an abandoned, decrepit, haunted asylum, and
Ooh.
it is good. It basically ties into these people are on YouTube, they're live streaming, and they're
Yeah.
like, "We need 1,000,000 views, and then we can split, like, this many thousands of dollars among us." Um, and it's fun. It's fun. That one creeped me out. I watched it on my phone, and I loved it because I could cover the screen, but I could still read the subtitles, so I knew what was going on. It was great.
I mean, speaking of like those real effects, I know that one of the side. Oh, actually, there was a comment. El Carmack says they're still working on the sequel. I think on
Ugh.
that Behind the Mask. So I mean, I hope so. I mean, that actually sounds pretty interesting. Like
It's awesome. It's
yeah,
awesome. If there's one movie that I think you would enjoy a lot, I think you'd get a lot out of that one because it's funny, and I wouldn't necessarily say it's scary, but it's horror comedy, which is always like awesome. Like it's such a good line to it, especially if done well. It's good.
yeah. Grave El Carmack continues. Grave Encounters is still a favorite of mine. I'm not familiar with that. Is that something you know, Will?
I do. I do. Now, Carmack, you're gonna have to tell me. I think I remember there being 3 of those movies, but I can only find 2 online. The first one uh is a lot of fun. It follows basically a ghost hunters troupe who are investigating a haunted asylum, and then they can't leave.
All right.
And then the second one is actually this is another example of a sequel that takes place. Okay, so there are only 2. Okay, there are only 2 of them. Thank you. But the sequel takes place in a world where the first Grave Encounter movie is released. So
Okay.
that movie, Grave Encounters 2, opens with YouTube reviews of the first Grave Encounters.
This is the second time that trope's been used tonight. Tonight.
Yes, but it's worked really well. It's done really well because the movie follows one of these YouTube reviewers of the movie where it is revealed that the movie is actually real. Like it actually
Okay.
happened. And it's still found footage and there is a reason for it to be found footage. It's great. Um I have 2 recommendations for my favorite uh found footage movies of all time.
All right.
And they are 2, in my opinion, 2 of the scariest movies that I have ever seen. Um The first one is a Spanish horror film called Wreck, which was turned into which was remade in America as Quarantine, which is not nearly as good. Um,
Okay.
the last third of Wreck is horrifying. I'm talking like just really, really, really scary. Really scary to the point where it affected me and my ability to function after having seen it.
Oh wow.
Um, the next one is the scariest movie I saw in the theater, which is uh oh, I forgot the title. Well, you'll
All
have to
right.
figure it out on your own. I'm joking. No, it's shit. I keep wanting to say Cosmic Encounter, and that's not it.
Close Encounters.
Nope. Never mind. It's gone. I hate that
Okay.
for all of us.
I
Sorry.
no, no, it's okay. These things happen. I did want to I did want to jump in a little bit since as not I'm not as much as a movie connoisseur
Hmm.
as you, but I do have some moments. You remember that? Go ahead.
Paranormal Activity 3.
Paranormal. Okay, yeah, yeah. So
That's
that was like a whole series. I don't think I've ever seen anything more than a trailer for any one of them.
all you need to do. The first one is great. And you can watch the third one, which is a prequel, but it does something that no one had done before, or at least if
Yeah.
they had, you don't know. They put the camera on an oscillating fan. So you would see a certain point and then slowly go to another point and then slowly go back, which gives you such rich real estate with some really crazy shit that you can do. It's it's the first movie where I watched it in the theater and the last third of the movie, again, knees up to my chest. I literally just turned my entire body to face a buddy I went to see the movie with, and I went, "Nope, I'm done." I've never watched a movie where I just gave up.
That's awesome. Carmick comes in. They're remaking Grave Encounters. Okay, cool.
Are
Uh,
starring or produced by Justin Long, I believe, which is gonna be
okay.
cool. Yeah,
uh, and she continues. Will got me worked up watching Wreck. He talked it up so much. So hey, man, good sell on that one.
it's good, dude. It's good, and I I it is zombies in an apartment, but is it zombies in an apartment?
I
That's
mean, sometimes I feel like there's zombies in my apartment complex, but that's for completely different reasons.
well, yeah, but your apartment complex, you don't it's not like an interior hallway.
Oh no, no, not at all.
You have an escape route.
We have a breezeway.
Oh, okay, sorry, my apologies.
No, I did wanted to jump in with and I think I've talked about these like last year. I mean, it's but some of my like favorite moments that from some movies that I'd watched that genuinely impacted me, and one of them is like The Ring. I think that got everybody. It's there is something there's whenever I look at a television and it's just static now, like I have like my brain goes back to that chilling reveal in The Ring where the girl crawls out of the screen, which was absolutely terrifying because it caught me off guard. I did not expect that to happen, even though everything's about it up to that point. Like that got me. And even today, if I just see, it's not that I'm like, oh shit, my TV's gonna murder me. But if I see static on a television, my brain goes The Ring.
Mhm.
So it's just one of those things that I'm like, okay, that one like it actually comes back to me. And there was also, God, what was the name of that movie? Well, okay,
It's infectious, I'm sorry, it's my
no, no,
fault.
no, no, it's okay. My brain has never been good at recalling information like that. But I think more than a movie, there's a couple of video games I've played. Um,
Mhm.
that really got me spooked. And one of them was intended to do that. It was a game called Fear. You play like
Mm.
this combat military operative of some sort or another, and you come into this building, and there's a whole bunch of like scientific explanations beyond it, but the actual idea is that there's fucking ghosts and you got to deal with that, and they're screwing with people. And the ability that they had when they put that game together of having, like, small giggling creepy ghost child in the peripheral of your vision, and the full 360 sound in your headset. They did a fantastic job, so that you'd walk and like you'd check a hallway and it'd be fine, but as you turn to go back to your original, like, you would just catch it in your peripheral, and if you turn to look at it, it was gone, and then you turn back and there's gigglings, and oh man, it was fantastic. And I had set a goal for myself to go sit in the basement. This was back when I lived in the lair. I don't know if you remember the lair days.
How can I
uh,
not forget the lair? I lived in the lair. I was the lair goblin for an entire summer.
oh yeah. There was that room in the basement that
I
was like
lived in that room.
yeah, the tiny room. So
Yes.
the room, the large closet that you homed in for a summer. um at one point
Yeah.
that had been set up with a television against one wall, nearly filling it,
Yeah.
and a large blue, like, single seater, like, I don't know what you call a sofa, but it's made for one person, but it's not a recliner. I guess it's
Yeah,
just a
right.
chair.
Like a love seat.
It was a love seat, and so that was at the other end, and I plugged up the Xbox, and I'd set a goal, like, I'm gonna play through Fear in the basement in the dark with the lights on my headset. I
How
didn't
long did
make
you
it.
last?
I
Yeah.
mean, I made it through like the second night. The first night creeped me out, like, little cackling creepy ghost girl. Nah, I'm good, man. Like at the third or fourth time that I'm like, "Ugh," like, you get the heebie-jeebies and you gotta like shake it out, and like,
Right.
I was done with it at that point. And then I went back the second night and I was like, man, there was a point that I was enjoying myself and it's gone now. Uh, now it's just kind of terrifying.
So
And-
for me, um, it was I borrowed a buddy's copy of the PlayStation 2 version of Silent Hill 2.
yeah.
I was way too young to play that game.
Oh yeah.
Um, and he was younger than me, the kid who let me borrow it. um, but there is something about that game where you're just walking around, it's overcast, it's gray, you can't see where you're going. The puzzles are like in today's standard, unsolvable. In
Yeah.
those days standard, just frustrating, right?
Oh yes.
Um, uh, and it was the combat for me. So he's not a fighter. You get a plank of wood with a nail through it, and the very first combat encounter is this like two pairs of legs with like a xenomorph dome, basically,
Yeah.
is what that enemy is. And there was this the way that you could know that enemies were around is that you have a radio and static would come in. And like
Yeah.
that's how you knew that an enemy was there. And so I'd never felt to I'd never played a game before where I took a swing and the swing takes way too long and
Yep.
the hit just felt juicy. It has that juicy sound effect, but also like the rumble is just slow and
Yeah.
like a dull rumble in your controller. And like it didn't feel good. In
No.
fact, it didn't feel powerful at all.
No, you were weak in that series, like, intentionally, and
Yes.
it's something they did on purpose.
And
Uh,
many games have tried this since then, but it's the only game I remember walking through a apartment complex and seeing a huge creature just moving like
yeah.
crazily, and it was staring at you through a gate, and the dread of just I'm gonna have to fight that with a board with a nail in it. And like it's one of the few games where I have a gun, oh thank God. Oh, you mean I don't have bullets until like the last third of the game? This is
Yeah.
useless. Like it's yeah, that game. I was way too young. I'm
Uh,
still too young to play that game.
no, no, that's another game. By the way, that villain's name is Triangle Head.
Pyramid Head.
Pyramid Head. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're right. Shit, I got the name wrong.
I
I was
wasn't
trying to
even talking
correct it.
about Pyramid Head because yes, that's done, but it's like this pear with like elongated like that's my that's what it looked like.
Okay, yeah,
It
we'll have to clip that. We'll share that. We'll see if
what's
anybody
the
can
time
figure it
frame?
out.
What is it? It's
No, 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 we're good. We're good. I made a bookmark. Don't you worry. Um,
okay.
that will be something I clip out and share on socials.
Okay,
But no,
perfect. Thanks.
uh, talking about like that real impact. Every time that it is thick, foggy outside, I joke to myself, "Oh shit, it's Silent Hill out here." Like every single time. Like that game will live in my head. If it is really foggy on the day I finally die, one of the last things that I will say is, "Oh shit, it's Silent Hill in here." Uh like it's just in my brain now, and I would recommend anyone who wants a good scare, play a game like that. It's a lot of fun.
I uh I noticed Carmack commented TV snow is creepy. Um Last night my sister and I successfully got my wife, who hates horror films, to sit through and watch all of the original Poltergeist.
Ooh,
She enjoyed it.
good,
That
good.
movie slaps so fucking hard. That movie is incredible. I'm not going to lie. And there's so much lore behind it. Who actually directed it? Was it actually Toby Hooper, who is said to have directed it? In fact,
Yeah.
he's credited as that. But Steven Spielberg produced it. And there's some moments that feel like it's a Spielberg film. I don't care. The movie is phenomenal. It is just good. It is just a good time. Um, and it still holds up for being made in the 80s. Yes, there are some moments where you can be like, "Is that a light machine in that closet there?"
Of
Yes, it
course.
is.
Yeah.
Get over it. It's great. It's awesome. And it's Craig T. Nelson, Mr. Incredible himself fighting ghosts. And there's a really good um for the time set piece where a guy literally tears his face apart in a bathroom sink. It's pretty great. Um, and a woman goes for a quick swim with skeletons, and they are actual skeletons. Do you remember that moment?
uh
It's
no,
been
I
a
don't.
second since you've
Yeah, yeah,
seen it.
yeah, dude. I can't tell you the decade in which I last watched that movie.
That is okay.
And there's only four to pick from. So
Yeah, right. It's yeah, there's a moment where the mother of the house uh falls into a swimming pool that's being built, and skeletons start popping up, and they used actual actual skeletons, like cadavers, like
that's awesome.
real people's bones, and they didn't tell her that they were real people's bones until after the fact.
She was probably upset about that, I imagine.
I mean, wouldn't you?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So, uh, Carmack said, "What did Xanda think?" It's awesome. She enjoyed it. She enjoyed it a lot. Loved the theming around it. That movie is incredibly anti-Reaganomics. Um, it's really anti-Reaganomics. Spoilers for God, the 80s, 4-decade-old movie
Yeah.
now.
I
Uh,
don't I think there's gotta be like a time limit on having to say spoilers. I think I think once you get to like 30 plus years. Like, I
yeah,
don't know.
we're gonna spoil the movie. If you
Yeah.
haven't seen it, pause it, go watch it.
You can
It'll be
come back.
worth it.
Yeah.
Um, but go watch it. It's anti-Reaganomics. Like the entire idea that this is happening because the land developers moved the headstones of a cemetery but didn't move the bodies is just disgusting, and it's
Uh,
perfect. What a perfect metaphor for for capitalism.
Nah, man. I should watch more scary movies. I think I'm gonna
Can I
pick
give
one
you
out. Well, no, it's got to be easy to find because for me to take a break from other stuff and be like, okay, now I'm gonna watch that movie. I've got it. Where is it? What is it?
Okay, I'm gonna give you a recommendation.
Okay, I will take your recommendation.
Are you okay watching probably the most fucked up horror film?
I mean, probably it now.
This is upsetting.
I have to give it a caveat that
Okay.
if it's too far gone, I'm just gonna laugh about it.
Now, you will laugh about it,
Okay,
but no spoilers from me, but I think you need to go watch Hereditary.
Hereditary. Okay, I will make an effort to go watch Hereditary prior to any other terror, horror, Halloween related thing that I go intentionally watch.
Let me give you a choice of 2, because Hereditary should be easily found, but if you can't find that and you want, like, a scary, spooky good time,
Mhm.
Hell House LLC. I think you'll enjoy that one too.
Oh yeah.
One of those 2. But Hereditary, I want your opinion on, because you're going to have an opinion.
Okay. That makes me want to watch that one. Now, Hell House LLC, does it have like super gratuitous deaths and like absolutely ridiculous situations?
Uh, kind of. It's
Okay.
it's more of like a popcorn horror thing. Like when the spooks start happening, yeah, like it's good.
Okay.
But it's a lot of like shaky cam.
Jump cut. Yeah.
Um, Hereditary is a normal movie. It's not found footage.
Okay.
There's like a plot.
Like, they have stories, these
I
movies?
know.
No.
Yes, right. Yeah, Carmack says not her favorite. That is okay. That's okay. This is a movie I saw. Hereditary is a movie I saw with my sister in the theater, and she had to it rewrote the way she looked at the world in not a positive way.
Oh my.
Like, it scarred her, like PTSD.
That's powerful. That's definitely something to put some attention on. Man. Yeah.
Now, it's not gore. It's not gore-wise, but
Yeah.
it's just general theme and content.
I I mean, I got to the point where I found gore boring. Like there's only so much blood and teeth and intestine before it's like, okay, now I'm numb to it.
Yeah.
I mean, I still anytime I see like anything sharp near an eyeball, I always go back to I think Close Encounters. Because I think I got a vision of that when I was like, I don't know, like 8 or 9.
Close
I think
Encounters?
of the third kind, like, where they kidnap the guy and put him in the ship, and then they put the thing down over his eyeball, they hold
You're
it open.
confusing your abduction movies.
Oh, man, which aliens
Fire in
did
the
it?
Sky.
Oh, is that Fire in the Sky?
I believe so.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know when I watched just that scene,
Ooh,
but
it's
that
brutal. It's
yes,
brutal.
that has always stuck with me when, like, the aliens grab him and hold him down on the table, and he's struggling and screaming. I was like, "Man, that's kinda scary," but I'm okay, whatever, and I really think I was single digit years old. I'll have to look it up. I don't
Yikes.
remember when that happened, but, I do remember them, like, putting the thing down on the table, putting the thing around over his eyeball. Here, let me take my glasses off for effect, and, like, holding his eye open, and then, like, the needle just goes
Ugh.
toward his eyeball and,
Yeah.
like, stabs him like that. That lives with me anytime I think about, and maybe I think about sharp things near eyeballs too often. But anytime that those thoughts enter my brain, I go back to that in my head. I'm like, oh man, that was a scary. And it goes to show you that I didn't even actually know the title of the movie. I've thought my entire life that that was Close Encounters, but Fire in the
No, Close
Sky.
Encounters of the Third Kind is Steven Spielberg's, alien abduction movie. Bum, 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 bum,
Okay,
bum.
so
That's it.
no needles in the eye in that one.
No, but
Okay.
there is a mountain made out of mashed potatoes in that movie.
Ooh, I like I like mashed
Have you
potatoes.
never seen Close Encounters of the Third Kind?
I don't okay, I may have believed that I did up to
Oh
this
my
point in my
god.
life, but it turns out that I was not only incorrect, that I had entirely confused what it was, and had believed that it was Fire in the Sky. And I kind of now, when I like do a comparison of the movies to see
They're
how
not
incredibly
alike.
wrong, see how incredibly wrong I've been my entire. I always thought, okay, this is gonna be like this is some real shit, guys. I have always believed in my head that the movie Fire in the Sky was actually Close Encounters of the Third Kind, and I had always wondered why it was so highly vaunted. Uh, maybe I'm just way off. Opal Z comes in. Aliens is the first movie I remembered watching in theaters through my fingers. Yeah, Aliens is terrifying. Yeah, it's definitely something that lives with. I think Aliens like has that. Oh, you're running into an alien in space, and it's a bad guy. Like everything gets held up to that candle. Like everything is put up against that now. I think.
Oh yeah. I'd I mean, we spent an entire month talking about aliens last
Yeah.
year.
Well, I mean, not only that, we spent like 3 broadcasts this year talking about the series that it was coming out. Like
Sure
it's
did.
definitely a pop culture icon that has lived on like much longer than, of course, like the release of the movie. It's one of those like a Family Guy joke where it goes from being amazing to falling off and then coming back again and then fall like that. It's just been, I mean, it's a 60-year-old, 70-year-old franchise now. No, that's wrong. 50,
No,
40, 40 year.
70s, from the 70s.
Okay,
50.
yeah, so 50 years
Oh
old.
my
It was
god, 50, 45. Maybe we'll just say 45.
yeah, you know what? It was released in 1980. Thank you, Opal. It was released in 86. Opal was 2. So I was also 2 in 86. So it is it is 2 years younger than I am. 39. 39 is the accurate number.
Almost 40 years. We got there. We got there,
Yeah.
chat. Thanks.
Thank you. Our powers combined, we can do very simple mathematics. Uh,
I my the Alien movie for me, and this isn't part of the Alien franchise, but the Alien movie to me that really frightened me was The Fourth Kind, which is not quite found footage, more like faux documentary slash reenactment. Like the actress Mila Jovovich walks in at the very beginning, introduces the movie, and goes, "I will be playing the part of so and so with your for the reenactments." And then they also throw in like um actual like footage from these events. The entire thing takes place in Alaska. I was never able to look at owls the same way again. Um, but there's a moment where they show quote unquote the actual like footage of a contact that happens with malevolent aliens,
okay.
and then you see like the actual woman who has been interviewed here and there, and the camera finally zooms out, and again, spoilers for a not great horror movie from the early aughts, um, and it reveals that she's been in a wheelchair the entire time because of the events of
Oh.
this movie. Uh, and that movie made me question whether God existed. I'm
Jeez.
I'm joking. But that it was like the first time I watched a movie where I was like, "Oh, this is like nihilistic as hell."
Yeah.
Like, this
Uh,
is crazy. Not a
I
great movie, but
actually that fits in Opal's comment. Things your parents think you won't remember.
yeah.
Yeah. No, I wholeheartedly agree. And you'd spoken earlier about sharing Halloween with your young and
Mhm.
at some point you're going to share terrifying movies with them.
I already
And
have,
ooh.
wrongly. Um, I thought Gremlins would be fine to share with my 6-year-old. Now
Uh,
listen, it's not. It's not. Gremlins straight up exploding in microwaves, which I forgot about. That's a lot. That's a lot for
what
anyone to see.
what's the rating on Gremlins?
I I don't know. I
I
think
mean,
it's PG, but, like, that's a 1980s PG.
1980. We need a different parental guidance in the 80s than we do in the 20s.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, no, I remember a little bit of Gremlins. I don't remember enough of it. I do remember like probably more the imagery than the actual like contents of the movie.
Yeah, we stopped watching it after the kitchen scene. We almost stopped watching it after like the army of them walking down the street, like all the puppets and stuff. Um he was a little young. It didn't scare him though. Didn't Yes, Gremlins was PG. Thank you,
Yeah.
Carmack. Yes, that's what
Hey,
I
hey,
thought. I thought it
hey,
was PG.
that means you did it right. You were watching Gremlins with your youngins, and you guided him away from the movie when you were like, maybe microwaving fauna is not
I
the way to
sure did.
go.
I just recently introduced John to Calvin and Hobbes,
Yeah.
and just reading through the thing, and man, they talk a lot. Calvin interacts with a lot of monsters under his bed in those early comics, because I was like, "Okay, John, good night," thinking that I did the right thing, and then John's like, "Dad, I'm thinking about monsters," and I'm like, "Oh,
Uh-oh.
fuck. God damn it."
Uh,
So, you never know.
I, so I'm going to we've got like 10 minutes left. I'm going to take what I was going to bring for a topic and throw it in the trash.
Oh,
And
no.
we're gonna and I think we're gonna polish up tonight with just a few more questions
Yeah,
about just like about like Halloween and scary things and
yeah.
just to fit the theme of the season. Do you have
Mhm.
any like unexplainable events from your life that you would that maybe not like with any set of certainty, but you would like relegate to the realm of like the supernatural, that maybe horrified you or terrified you or frightened you in a way that you still haven't really recovered from?
I've recovered, but yes, and you were involved.
And I shouldn't have laughed before I inquired into what it was. So what was this terrifying event, Will?
Okay. Um, oh my god, I'm gonna out us out as, like, nerds here. I
Oh
mean,
no.
oh no.
Yeah. Oh shit, they're gonna know we're nerds. How's that gonna happen? God,
So,
couple
do
middle-aged
you
white guys.
remember do you remember when we were playing with, rituals to try and open our third eye?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, uh, we were there at the lair.
At the lair.
At the lair.
An
I
appropriately named location for said event.
Yeah, and I need to give a little bit of just a tiny bit of setup. Um, this was right before my father died. Um, so we didn't know that he was gonna be shuffling off the mortal coil. But I had told you about how I was lost, right? Um, because I was listening to George Carlin, his later stuff,
No,
uh,
yeah.
and his later stuff is literally like, God is dead and you're stupid for not thinking it. God never existed. And it's like, oh, okay, sir. Like, okay, uh-huh. Um, and I didn't know what was out there and stuff. And you said you're searching, I can help you find something.
Yeah.
And you did. And I you said, would you feel comfortable with opening your third eye to experience something just so you can see that there is more than what is here? And I said, fuck yeah, let's look at some ghosts. Um, so we did the ritual, uh, and you and then I left. I went back to my dorm room and it was stupid late. I don't even know how I got back. Somebody had to have given me a ride.
Was
Maybe I
that when
walked. I don't remember.
I like read your stones? Was
It
that
was definitely within that
Yeah,
moment.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I still have that set of rune stones.
That's fantastic. So I went to my dorm room and I lived with a Japanese student. His name was Masashi. Masashi, I know you were watching. What's up, dude? um uh and I opened the door. It was super late, super late. I opened the door to my dorm room, and standing standing in front of my bed was a figure. Was like a humanoid figure, roughly
Apparition.
about 7 feet tall,
Yeah.
just very tall, and it was oriented towards the door. And I went, "Nope, not for me." And part of the ritual is that can you basically you open a window or open a door,
Yeah.
and whenever you want this to go away, you close the door. Uh, and that's the last time I ever needed that. So, um, I didn't know if I should walk to the bed or not. So I just did a couple laps around the dorm and
I
then went to bed.
I remember those days, and I still like. I mean, in regards like strictly to the metaphysical, uh,
Mhm.
for myself, my personal belief is that there's something, but I don't
Yeah.
have any kind of clear definition on it. I'm not gonna offer any religious prose, and I'm not gonna offer any like don't do weird things, and I don't have anything for that for you. But I do think there's more to the world than we've been able to measure so far. And
And
that's as
I
far as I
yeah.
can really take it, and now that you're bringing all that back, yeah, I remember I was heavy into Viking runestones at the time, and
Mhm.
I still have the hematite rune set. It's still in the leather bag that in my 20s I cut open my thumb and to bless the leather bag with my blood as a ritual. Yeah, it was weird times, man, weird times.
Listen, that's
And
metal as fuck, and you
it,
should wear
it it
that with
was, yeah.
pride.
Listen, God, this is gonna sound. I'm gonna sound terrifying, and I don't know if I should put this on record.
You don't
Um,
have to. You don't have to.
no, no, no. I mean, we're already down the road, brother. I'm not going back now. I um, I lacerated my thumb with a razor blade, uh, to bleed into a leather bag full of hematite rune stones to bless them to do rituals. Now they're of sentimental value. I don't believe, as far as like forecasting the future and all that. Like it's all the same as any astrological thing that you'll go through. Like
Mhm.
the correct language can be used to convince most people of basically anything. But in that particular ritual, I think the like the Nordic rune, the Elder Futhark is the rune set. Man, it's all coming back now. The rune that I drew on your forehead was Thorizos, which is like this
Mhm.
one of the ones for gateway, like to open a gate for your mind. So yeah, that man, what a time that is.
Flash from
That
the
was
from the past,
a
huh?
flash from the past, man. Mine's way different. I when I was like 5, I used to have these terrifying nightmares.
I
And
remember you telling me this. Yeah.
yeah, I had a nightmare about a set of ghosts that lived in my home, and they were the set of cards that they were like the suits from a set of cards. It was the Jack and the King and the Queen. And there was also a jester involved, but they each had like a different set of powers, and I would have these nightmares about them, night after night. And I told my mother one evening, and she said, "Well, I'll put an open pair of scissors under your bed, and that will cut off the nightmares." And she did. She put an open pair of scissors between like the box spring and the mattress. And I remembered like vaguely having a nightmare one night, but I don't remember all the terrifying detail of it. But I checked the scissors and they were closed.
Ugh.
And I to this day, 35 years later, I do not have like a realistic explanation as to what happened. Maybe it was genuine spoopiness. Maybe in my sleep I shut the scissors. Maybe I got up and moved around, and my mom went in there and closed the scissors. Like there's a million possible, or maybe I was having a nightmare and the scissors closed and I stopped having a nightmare.
Yeah.
So
I
it's just one of those things, man.
yeah. Yeah. I'll also never this is when we were hanging out. Again, another layer memory.
Oh no, the layer.
When you had me over, this was before I think you and a few others were testing me, right? This was
Mhm.
early days of our relationship. And you had me over, and it was a smoke break. All of you were just out smoking.
Yeah.
Um and you guys were like, "Hey, there's a ghost, an old man ghost, and he's here. We want you to go onto the grass, close your eyes. We're not going to tell you where he is, but start walking where you feel like he is."
Yeah.
And I did. And I just remember feeling like the air being sucked out of the space behind me as all of you went,
Yep.
"Okay, you need to stop because things are starting to look and take interest."
Oh man, those were some different days, man. Those were absolutely some different days.
Yeah, yeah. Theater people, man. You
Theater
gotta
people are
love theater
weird.
people. Yeah.
Oh, and that was okay. That's the last thing I wanted to bring up this evening before we close. When we were getting ready to go live this evening, like we've got a little lobby set up where we're talking about things, and this is just for like our audience. But um, I give Will updates as to the time that we're about to go live because he doesn't have that information directly. I'm like, oh hey,
Right.
all right, well, 10 10 minutes to go live, and I realized like, oh man. 10 minutes to curtain like that whole part of my brain exploded for a minute. Like just
Yes,
going back to those theater days for a minute, so it was a really fantastic nostalgia, just like a lot of the stories we
absolutely.
shared this evening.
Absolutely, man. I love this. I love spooky season.
All right, man. Well, do you have anything else you want to bring up this evening before we close it out?
Ah, man, this is great. I loved going down memory lane. Thanks to everyone for hanging out and
Yeah.
posting in the chat. We had a blast, and thanks for being a part of it. Really,
Oh yeah, genuinely. The participation. That's why we're here. Yes, Will and I can sit and talk for hours about bullshit. But it's also fun to have other people come in and bring their bullshit and just pile it on. It's fantastic.
for sure.
Feel free to reach out in the comments on the video. Feel free to reach out to us on our Facebook page. You can shoot us an email at contactus@willfullywrought.com. I think you can also text and smoke signal are also appropriate.
Yeah, I love smoke signal or Morse code.
Yes, absolutely. And happy Halloween to you as well, El Carmack 30.
Yeah, happy Halloween. Happy Halloween to everyone. And
Absolutely.
and I may the great pumpkin grant you all that you want.
Absolutely. Thank you very much and have a good evening. Peace.
Peace.